top right of our map, winning game number 1 handily with a rush build.
Ruin.
Down here the bottom left for MVP.
MVP hyvaa.
Pretty well known in StarCraft 1. And of course, playing for Seoul for quite some time.
Eastro before that, where he was Rookie of the Year. And, you know, he was a very strong player. One of the aces of Eastro for a while with Cerealian Up Magic.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
A long time indeed.
You know, sometimes I just go onto like old Brood War VODs and pick a random game and watch it. You ever do that?
I actually don't, because it makes me sad. Because I like miss the old days and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I like to remember though.
Yeah. You know, I've watched a lot of Hyvaa games back in the day, and he wasn't, like, he would still use aggression, but he was definitely a very good macro Zerg back then. It's interesting that his style has shifted a little bit more towards aggression in StarCraft 2.
By the way, we're going to see a cannon here. There's no drone scout for Hyvaa, which is actually so strange. Almost every Korean Zerg is going drone scout 100% versus Protoss right now. And he actually sees the probe. He doesn't even pull drones down, so Ruin can actually...
Did he see it? It felt like it was on the edge of the Overlord.
I think he did.
Okay, I think you're right, actually. The drone is coming down, so... an interesting location, though.
He's going to wall this off here, or at least attempt to, with the little gas there. I don't know if this will actually get up. We'll see.
Is he sending a second probe? He's not. So that's kind of an interesting... Ooh,
there it is, yeah. I've seen this wall before on the ladder.
Yeah, that's a tough one to break through. Losing a lot of mining time here. Hyvaa may have to just go and make another hatchery somewhere else.
He's really comfortable pulling his drones here. I mean, he's not showing any signs of pulling those back. Even if he kills that pile, and the cannon will be done by then. Yeah, he's...
Wow, this was some indecision from Hyvaa, to be honest. I think what happened here is he was thinking that that probe wanted to cancel and get out. But yeah, he has to cancel this hatch, I would say, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he does. That was a bit off. The second probe comes down here. And obviously with the Lings out, he's not going to be able to cannon the third base. At least it seems pretty impossible. Nexus goes down instead. It's an awkward little attack there, because even if he kills the pylon, I think he was just hoping for a cancel. If he kills the pylon, then there's not enough surface area to kill the cannon. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
He can only fight with maybe 3 drones. I think probably only 2.
It's a really good location to throw one down. Now, what I want to know is, will we see Ruin follow this up with a very sharp Warp Gate timing attack?
Or even
will
something
he
like
play
an
some
Immortal
other
attack?
It could be. My 2 favorites, like, I don't really like Warp Gate attacks that much here after this, but if you do a really sharp one, it can work out, because you already have your pylons right there, right?
This is so cool. He's got this probe here to make a tight wall next to that cannon if need be, if the Lings want to break it. This is so smart. I really like this. And he's going to try to have... I think he will be able to break this with the Queen here, but it's just going to cause so much more efficiency on that cannon with this pylon here to block. He can cancel it the last second. Doesn't restart it, obviously. Doesn't have enough time to do that. But even the probe fighting a little bit there. And actually, he's going to kill every single one of those Zerglings.
Wow, that was like super efficient. That pylon did so much there. For
definitely worth
the cost of
a
temporarily, 100 minerals and then getting 75 back.
Even rescues the second probe.
Oh my god, I can't even believe that second probe got out of there.
Wow.
That was definitely a slight misplay by Hyvaa to not make sure he targeted that down.
I feel like he kind of panicked and made a ton of Zerglings here too, because now these Zerglings, they're going to clean these pylons up, sure, but that's a lot of drones he could have made as well, and now he's 11 Harvesters down with a late third base.
That's pretty rough. God, 21 drones to 32 probes right now.
Do you think that was a panicked reaction to make all those Zerglings like that?
I don't know why he made all those Zerglings. Those slow Zerglings literally do 0. Like, was he afraid that the thing is, he knew the math of it. Even when he was killing the pylon, he's like, all right, I mean, I'm still going to kill this because I have this big beefy Queen here. So I don't understand the 10 Zerglings. I would understand a couple Zerglings to go and scout the map, but like, these were never going to break a wall. These weren't, I mean, the only thing I guess is he could hope that Ruin was trying to take a really greedy third.
Yeah, if that were the case, he'd definitely be able to punish it, but he doesn't even go to check for that. So I think that's probably not his plan here. I think it was just a panicked reaction.
Yeah, and it's really too bad, because 10 Lings, that's 5 drones, man. And I would say he needed like 2 Lings on the map anyway, so that's like 4 drones that he gave away. And 10 slow lings, like, what are these even going to do?
So Ruin's had an insane amount of mining over Hyvaa for a long time, and he has tech in this Oracle, which he can use to harass a little bit, then take that third base. And I don't know why these Zerglings are dying. I guess he was trying to check for tech maybe up there, but it cost him a lot.
I think he was trying to check, like, where's your +1? Is there a Chrono and Warp Gate? Those are probably the two main things he's looking for. And maybe if there's another unit behind the wall, and what is it?
I mean, I suppose you got to make those lings worth something.
Yeah, but +1 started, like, basically as they ran away. There wasn't any Chrono on the Warp Gate, so he should be feeling, like, pretty safe right now, and especially once he sees this third base.
Yeah. It's got to be so frustrating to start a game off like this, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
He has no vision of the tech. This is going to be the first time he sees the Oracle.
He did throw up 2 spores, though, at least, that I saw. So that's pretty good for him. We'll see how many drones can still be gotten. Yeah, even with a spore in every mineral line, an Oracle still gets a couple kills normally.
Yeah, about 2 with a spore, 4 without. So even makes that third spore on the main now. This wall is tight on that cannon. And this third base has gone up without a hitch. And it looks like we might see +2 blink from here.
This is like a very common way to play right now with an Oracle opener, is to go into that nice quick third and get your +2 and blink going. And the Robo shortly thereafter if you need Colossus Observers, whatever. It's like a safe build against everything, right? Because you've got the Stargate in case you need Phoenixes to start up. And then, of course, +2 blink holds off any sort of ground attack and does okay against mutas. So it's just a strong build by Ruin here. Yeah. But at least it gives some breathing room for now for Hyvaa.
Can't really get anything done with these slow lings here. Speed's a long way away. Oh, might catch a few probes here. There's the Oracle for the defense, and he's going to lose a lot of lings to this. Oracle just kills lings in 2 shots. So fast.
Some very good Oracle micro here.
Yeah.
Oracle has a funny animation while it shoots, because it's like a steady beam.
Yeah.
So it seems like it shoots a lot it seems like it shoots a lot quicker when you micro it heavily.
It's almost like a sentry in that regard.
Yeah, exactly. You only need a tiny bit of animation for the actual attack.
Yeah. That was obviously really good cleanup there. The ling's totally useless, you know, without speed. And now he's going into Hydras. What do you think he's going here? Do you think he's going to try to be aggressive at the third?
I really hope not, Wolf. With this type of build and force fields, like, I feel like it is on the Protoss to mess up after the way the game has gone so far. I don't think that Hydra Ling can break anything at the moment. But I think that defensively it would be fantastic because there's so many sentries. And he's got an okay creep spread, and he is taking that fourth. So, like, everything to me is pointing towards Hyvaa, trying to go into 4 base, heavy, like, Roach Hydra Ling, and then, like, maybe a jump into Corruptors against any possible Colossus.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Maybe this was actually a plan defensively all along because it sets up really nicely against what he's scouted here as well. He has so many Hydras out already that this Hallucination Scout's going to confirm, okay, you're going to a 4th base. How many Hydras do you have? Oh my god, that's way too many. I definitely need to get Colossi out. But Colossi are a long way away here with the Robo just now finishing.
Yeah. How many sentries is this? Is it 7?
6 or 7.
6 or 7. Okay, I would say with Blink finish, +2 still on the way, 7 sentries. And the Mothership Core has full energy at this point. There's no real way to break it. I think the best Hyvaa can do is do some harassment on the warp gates at the 3rd base, really.
Yeah. He doesn't have Hydra speed just yet, and, you know, this is a lot of Hydralists, but +2 is almost done for the Protoss army as well. Charge even on the way here, and a nice tag there.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Can actually, because these Hydras are still slow, blink a little bit and kind of harass. Not quite like that, but...
Some good micro there by both players, trying to get anything they can done. And I like this. You know, he's getting charge. He has that Warp Prism. This is some great moves.
Charge is definitely such an underrated upgrade in this matchup. We're seeing it a lot more in Korea because it just helps you target things with your Zealots so much quicker when you actually do that Warp Prism harass.
And it actually makes Zealots like worthwhile because you need them to mineral sync, both for harassment and in your main army because... You know, he's spent a lot of gas on his army so far. He's getting Immortals, he's getting tons of upgrades, a lot of Stalkers, he's already got a lot of Sentries, and we may even see him switch over into Mass Colossus at some point if need be. So you need those Zealots to actually be a worthwhile unit, and here they definitely will be.
That's a really good Overlord here. Sees the Warp Prism. He actually decides to back off. Infestation Pit's coming up here. Do you feel like this is a transition to Swarmos because you notice his Colossi are so late?
You know, I think so. I think that that's the right player. But if he were to get Pathogen Glands, I would give him 2 thumbs up because I would love to see Pathogen Glands first with some Infestors. I think that's still underused. And oh my god, hold on though, we'll talk about that later.
There.
Wow, this is a really nice move. Even warping in that second sentry so that he can continue to force field the ramp.
Yeah, and the first one has 2 force fields actually. So he actually gets that up. These Lings over here going for a counterattack run right into this arm, which is not what they want to see. He will have to run away, though.
Yeah, this counterattack is not something that should work with decent force fields even. He's not really blinking, though. He's not microing it very heavily. I guess focusing more on this this main attack. In fact, warping all of his Zealots here.
Ooh, trapping the Hydras inside as well. The Warp Prism barely getting into transport mode there. Looks like the Corruptors will eventually thin it up. He's going to target the lair here, and that's, you know, +2 in these Zealots. +3 may actually even be done by now. It's almost there at the very least. So that lair is getting really low. It actually goes down here. Maybe targets it. 4 health, and it does go down.
Well, you know, the Spine Crawlers do come in, which I guess will help out a bit, but the damage has already been done. Hyvaa is down in supply. He's lost his main base. Yeah, like, everything is going wrong for him. And the thing is, he's sitting on Corruptor Roach Hydra. If I see this composition as Ruin in this situation, I only make Stalkers.
Yeah.
Forget it. Maybe a couple sentries here and there and a few Zealots and whatnot to equal out the economy, but, like, don't even go into Colossus. There's no point. Yeah, those are the most worthless Corruptors ever.
Yeah, they're just dead supply. He spent money on that. I love this. Using his sentries on one side where he can fight the army straight up using force fields. And on the other hand, has a huge group of Blink Stalkers to actually go over and kill us. He eliminates all the Corruptors, which now actually allows him to switch into Colossi if he wants to. Yeah. But he could get cut off here a little bit. I just don't think this army is strong enough anyways. Ooh, he's going to sandwich it a little bit here.
If he could join these 2 armies up, it would crush this Zerg army, as is the Zerg army is doing okay against, like, 2/3 and 1/3 of the army at once.
Just those force fields are a big problem. That's what I really love about Overgrowth. It was one of my least favorite maps at first, but now I'm really liking it because there's so many ramps you can utilize defensively or aggressively, as all races, I feel.
Yeah. Well, I think this is just like a good map overall. And we even see Protosses choose it sometimes against Zerg, you know?
True, it's just a map
Zergs almost always choose it, too.
Yeah, it's just a really comfortable map for everybody. This could be the last engagement of this game. There's just a concave of Blink Stalkers, the Immortals in the back doing extra damage, hitting those Roaches. And all he has to do is blink, and Hyvaa is out of luck here. He's on 2 base against 3 of the Protoss, and that's going to be game.
Yeah, this was some really strong play by Ruin overall. Like, at least strategically speaking, I felt like his micro wasn't the same as, you know, some of the greatest Protosses in the world, but for strategy, everything was pretty flawless, right?
Yeah, really impressed by his play.
It's a rough one for Hyvaa. I mean, it's not like he played poorly, but, you know, those extra 10 Lings, the Lings into the pylon, he was so aggressive in trying to get that natural up and everything. He brought so many drones to fight a cannon rush he couldn't stop. It was, nothing really went his way here.
Well, Hyvaa is basically, I don't know, counting the pennies in his coin jar right now. GG.
He broke his piggy bank and found out he couldn't afford a Snickers. So Ruin will go on to the winners match.
Yeah,
really good play.
His new team could be very happy with this, in fact.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's already doing so well. 1 best-of-3 now away from Code S. Hyvaa's not out of it yet, but like we mentioned before, I think he's definitely the underdog in the group. Well, he and Hurricane both, but...
Well, I'll be interested to see if those 2 meet up as well. Hyvaa is a very good player, but he wasn't able to really show it, I feel, really in either of these games. Of course, in the first game, he died way too quickly, and then the second game, you know, the cannon rush, and then, like, he had all these Lings, and then he, like, went to 4 bases and made Hydras, but there was a nice drop by Ruin that messed up everything, which... By the way, that was a cool thing to mix in. I don't see it with that build very often, but I liked it. It was nice.
Yeah, it's the last thing Hyvaa expected there. Yeah. I think that's why it did so well.
Yeah, absolutely. You would never, when you see +2 blink, it's like a macro play. It's like, oh, okay, might be going into Colossus. He's definitely going to push out with this army. Nope, he was going for a force field on the ramp.
That was what happened. But before we go into our second best-of-3, guys, we are going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be